Today's video is the last one of the 4-part series about my backstory in Woven Arcana. So if you wonder how I ended up being dumped into a snow bank in Montreal, or how I started Woven Arcana with just $4, or even why I don't think that being palatable is a good thing when you are a woman, please just take a look at the playlist I added in the upper corner just for you to watch. When you're ready, just come back and see this one. "10 years of healing compressed into one wild ride." 10 years of healing condensed into 4 videos that grasp the backstory of Woven Arcana that almost sound like a joke. And maybe it is at some point, because it's not a success story, it's a survival manifesto, stitched in thread and rage, and maybe with a little dash of joy somewhere. When I left academia, I had to dismantle my entire persona thread by thread. The fancy awards gone, those impressive but soul-crushing papers, they are all replaced by art that scream everything I couldn't say in footnotes in my thesis, or when I was doing my presentation in front of people who never gave a foxglove about my ideas anyway. Welcome to academia, I guess. I thought it would have been easier to pivot from academia, but I went into a very sad and depressing phase, and I had to do some EMDR therapy, and combined therapy and embroidery taught me that something Tanner would never help me to understand, that of course failure isn't a setback, but failure cuts deep, often deeper than we are ready to admit, because it's not what grown-up adults do. Grown-ups adults are spoon-fed with the idea that our entire life must be love and light, good vibes only, or that there is a silver lining in everything. And I call this BS. Of course, after some time, failure will bleed less and maybe turn into some kind of rich soil, kind of fertilizer where you can just plant a new seed. And yes, the academic world was a passive-aggressive garden where I have never had the good amount of petals or the right purple color of stem, nor the right number of berries I needed to fit in. Now, 10 years later down the road, I am surrounded by hoops of embroidered toxic botanicals or sketchbooks where I jot down ideas for upcoming pattern. I'm working on a secret project to be released soon. One is coming on August 8th, by the way. My fingers purposely stained with acrylic gouache or ink, the scent of coffee and creativity hanging in the air, probably hard rock playing loud, creating the perfect soundtrack to my unexpected life, my life. The feeling of finally trying to do something for me, to put a smile on my face first, and not trying to pretzel myself into creating products and theses to please the algorithm gods of internet. I don't have a lot to brag about. It would be a lie. But I have the pleasure to create something you can touch, something that can exist beyond theories and abstraction. EMDR therapy was no joke. Valuable, worthy, but no joke. Rewiring your brain like an archaeologist excavate a civilization wasn't exactly my definition of joy and happiness. Healing was painful and not linear. Body pain was excruciating. I felt broken and unable to speak for months. I lost sweet memories, and I'm now able to talk about those painful chapters of my story without bursting into tears. Yes, I have made progress, but I also found that I have never lived for myself. Woven Arcana became my middle finger to every system that tried to keep me small. Every institution that whispered to be proper, every voice that suggested I should be quieter, more contained, more manageable, less bright, less know-it-all. The most powerful botanical truth is this: some seeds need fire to germinate. Some require complete destruction of their outer shell before they can become what they are meant to be. Sometimes the very thing designed to destroy you may become the catalyst for your most magnificent bloom. When women ask me how I created Woven Arcana, they may expect some neat little origin story they can replicate. A 5-step plan to creative freedom, maybe, or something that could fit into their manicure and their spa day. Well, I tell them this: find the place where your rage meets your joy. That intersection is where your most powerful work is waiting. My heart isn't pretty. It's not delicate. It's a battle cry sewn with thread of pure and unfiltered truth. Each stitch is a declaration. I refuse to be contained. I refuse to be proper. I refuse to bloom only in a way that makes you comfortable. That's not an ending. This is a continuous unraveling, a perpetual bloom and release, like the cycle of season in a wild garden. And if I can sum up Woven Arcana, it's all about create, process, release, and repeat. It's not just a method, it's a lifeline. Stitch one rebellious thread at a time. When they tell you to stay within the line, remember that the most magnificent botanicals are the ones that grow through the cracks in the concrete, that reclaim abundant spaces or transform decay into the life. Bloom where they said you couldn't. Bloom until they can't ignore you anymore. If you enjoy the Woven Arcana backstory but you feel creatively stuck at the moment, I've got something special for you. It's like a wrap up of the backstory paired with prompts for you to just dive into your own creative state of mind. And I will show you also my go-to tools, and you know what, most of them are already in your home. So if you've got an X t-shirt or you've got a sponge ready to be tossed to the trash, keep them and use them to create. I'll give you the tips and the ideas on how you can do that in my instant download PDF check the description link below and download it right now. Hope you have a nice day. Can't wait to see you in the next series of Woven Arcana. And until then, take a look at the description box. You may have some surprise to hang around. Bye.